victims of white supremacy are equal. All. Why? Because we're prisoners of war. All prisoners of war are equal.
Okay.
Now, they can walk around in the cell block and say, well, I used to be this, and I was a great king back years ago, and all like that. Once you're a prisoner of war, you're a prisoner of war.
You're captured.
Yes, you're captured. You don't have any rank. And it's the same way in what we call so-called black families. There's no rank here. There are no men in the house. I mean, in what you call a black family, if everybody in that family is black and are non-white, there's no men in that house. None. And there's no women.
That's a hard statement.
Yes, they are prisoners of war, and their offspring, their children, are prisoners of war.
They're born into it.
They're all equal.
Yes.
Because they're all what? They're all in a childlike position. See, it's not how old you are that makes you grown. It's what's your position in the body politic, in the system that you're in. If you're classified as non-white in the system of white supremacy, you are a child because you have been put in a child's position. It's not personal, it's business. So it's not possible for Neely Fuller to ever be a man in the system of white supremacy. It can't be done. When Martin Luther King was here, just a few days before he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, you can push it up on the computer if you can rehash that story, and you'll see the garbage workers who were black in Memphis, Tennessee in 1968. They were walking around with signs saying what? I am a man. You can push it up on your computer probably somewhere right now, look in a book somewhere of that era. You'll see a lot of people when Martin Luther King went to Memphis to try to get better wages for the garbage workers, and the garbage workers were black.
True that.
They were trying to unionize, and the members of their unions, or the unions they were trying to form, were walking around with signs announcing to the world, I am a man. All right? Now, that sends you a message right there. When you walk around with a sign saying that you're a man, evidently, if you go according to logic, you're trying to call people's attention to the fact that you should be treated like a man.
Okay.
All right? And if you're not treated like a man, you walk around with a sign saying that I ought to be treated like a man, and I'm announcing to you, since you don't seem to know or understand that I am a man, that I am a man. That's why I have a sign. Now, the white supremacists don't walk around with signs saying I'm a man.
They don't. Why?
In fact, black people call white males
the man.
The man. Capital letters. Y'all better be quiet. Here comes the man.
Yep, I've heard that.
All right. I've heard it all of my days. That's the man. We say we are trying to be a man. It ain't going to happen. In the system of white supremacy, it's impossible. You can't be a prisoner of war and be a man. You lost your manhood, if you ever had it, by becoming a prisoner of war, because they put you in a childlike position.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And that's why they call us boys and girls.
Boy.
Hey, boy, come here. Lift that bale. Tote that barge. That's a good old boy, you know. Now, sometimes they call themselves boys, but that's between them. Yeah. All right? Because we know that they are men. They are the man. All right? Even the black supervisor, he's not a superior advisor. That's what the word supervisor means. Superior advisor. No, in the system of white supremacy, the supreme advisor is white. He gives you supreme advice. And he does it, I mean, whether you like it or not. As a prisoner of war, you will do what he says. And racist woman, the white women who practice racism, they are also, for all practical purposes, they are powerful.
Yeah, that graphic is
They
up on the
have
screen.
equal power. All right? Now, you might say, well, I see white women protesting white men is mistreating them and all like that. Well, there were white people who fight all the time. Just like in the system of white supremacy, you know, they fight all the time just like gangsters fight all the time. About what? The turf.
Business.
And who makes up the turf? Non-white people. Like in the movie Godfather, they have disputes among gangsters, which is the system of white supremacy is a gangster operation. So they have disputes among themselves. They had one called the so-called Civil War not too long ago, right here in the Northwestern Hemisphere. They said, we're going to fight. We're going to fight about what? About how we're going to handle the help.
That's right.
How are we going to handle these slaves? That doesn't have anything. You slaves, you all stand off to the side while we have this battle. And, you know, and after we settle it and shake hands, which is what they did, well, we're through fighting now, you know. And I got you to agree with my point of view. So let's shake hands, you know, like good mobsters do, and get back to the business of telling these dark people, black, brown, red, and yellow all over the world, what to do and what not to do.
Yes, sir.
As white supremacists united. Because we never did lose our power over them. We just had this dispute among ourselves, which we have every now and then, just like depicted in the movie Godfather.
Which we have up on the screen now, yes.
Like Clemenza said, hey, Michael, every now and then we got to do this every 10, 15 years, clean out the bad blood, and then we get back to selling drugs to the Negroes or doing whatever, running numbers,
The business.
which is what they were doing at that time, up in Harlem, all right, and misusing them. That's how we make our living.